Welcome back to the One Hole Designer tutorial series. This is episode 19, and today I'm finally going to make my lake. It's been driving me crazy, but there's supposed to be a giant lake in the middle there, and I've been dealing with flat land for a while. So, in the last episode, we went through and we determined what the elevation was going to be for different points in our fairway. So now we have this downhill looking shot going all around. It looks good. On the outside of this, we do have some big hills. This looks kind of silly at the moment. If we were making a full course, we'd be doing this all throughout the course, and we'd be able to average out what the land looks like. In later videos, we'll make some formations, so this doesn't look nearly as ridiculous. But for this episode, we're going to be talking. We're going to be making this lake. So whenever you decide to make bodies of water, or whenever you're bringing land down, there's a couple ways to do it. 90% of what I do is in flatten. You basically are trying to determine whether or not you're going to have really soft brushes going down or really hard brushes going down. So this video, I'm pretty much just going to show you what a couple of different brushes do when you take land down. So we're gonna go to the green here, and I'll show you a couple different things. So this brush over here is what we refer to as a soft brush, and this is a hard brush, although it's not as hard as it can be. These are where you have the really thin blue line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this down a little bit and then delete what I do. So when you take this down until you hit water level, and apply, what you're going to see is a really cliff-like looking hole here. To me, this is not incredibly realistic. I don't think a lot of places that you can find in your environment that it actually looks this way. Maybe if you're doing something cliff-like or seaside type holes. But for the most part, I think they're softer. So I'm just gonna show you real quick what the various brushes look like when you take them down and hit water. This is more gradual, but to me, still a little too much. So we'll take that away. Go to the next one. This is going to be even more gradual and starting to look a little better, I think. It also matters how high your starting point is. If I were to be doing this over here, this would look even more ridiculous. But as it's set right now, this is where we're at. So for this purposes though of this video, I'm going to be using the soft brush, the softest brush that I can get here, other than the really soft circle brush. But whenever I do that, I'm still going to keep a lot of the green and a lot of the natural earth, and I think this looks better. See how much this is sloping towards the green here. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to make this lake actually using this really soft circle brush, which is one of my favorite brushes. Going down until they hit water, and then a lot of people don't realize this, but you can actually hold down the apply button, whatever the apply button is for you, and drag through and make your lake. So I'm actually holding down X and getting really small for these areas right next to my fairway to make sure I'm not bringing my fairway down to look ridiculous. So that's a pretty good start. I have my lake here, but that's not nearly as close to the water as I want it to get, so I can always go back through and do this a little more. Like I said, I'm applying or holding down the X button there and going all the way around. And that's not so bad. It's a pretty decent lake. The problem that I now have is that this doesn't look entirely natural. Like that's a very nice little circle. It's a very nice little circle. which doesn't really happen. You need to have some sort of jagged to it, and for that we're actually going to use the exact same brush. And if you hover it over any point, you can make these little jagged edges anywhere you want to, really. But to me, this looks a lot more natural. You've got some nice little jigs and jags in there, and I don't have to do it all the way around, or I don't have to do the same thing all the way around. I can add more in here. So now there's it's really close to the fairway in this spot. It's kind of hard to talk through these videos because it's kind of just me doing the process. So you can turn the volume down if you want and just kind of watch what I'm doing. But that's basically it. I got my lake now. It's kind of exactly what I wanted, and from the tee box, it looks pretty good. I have another problem that I have now, which is that where the rough ends and the fairway starts to begin is now starting to tilt a little bit, and if a golf ball goes down there, it'll start to roll into the holes there. So you have to be careful for that. The easiest way to do that is to go to flatten and go back to this tool brush here and just kind of widen it until you start to see the rough starting to come up again. And then just keep applying. And that's going to raise that up so that doesn't look so terrible. See what I've done here on the green, because I've lowered it, I now have this really really deep trench here, so I'm going to make sure we do it on the fairway too, or on the green too. And there we have it. In all honesty, this is actually a little higher than I want it to be. That bank is pretty high, so I'll actually go ahead and delete or do that now just to show you. So we're gonna go down until that's lower, and it's actually a little too. That's probably good. Yeah, that looks a little better. So now I've got to go back and I've got to reshape my fairway here. So I'm gonna go back through and apply and make sure that this ground is lower, or that I'm averaging out my fairway again, so it doesn't look too ridiculous. But now we actually have everything kind of where we want it to be. We have this nice lake here in the middle. That's probably a little higher than I want it to be, but in either case, this is what we're looking like now. I can't wait to later go in and add the trees and actually see what this looks like, but this is the hole, so that looks pretty good. Thanks for sticking with me through that video. It's a little hard to talk through, but hopefully you're paying attention. So, till next video.